Shalom, Hebrew Israelite. Out here to preach the downfall of Babylon the Great and repentance to the 12 tribes of Israel. First, I would like to give all honor, praise, and glory unto my power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles for the millstone. Honors to the elders among the elders, second law, elder Yahweh. Peace, blessings, and protection to the men, women, and children who's currently waiting for the return of our Edom power, right, to deliver us from this wicked captivity, of course. All right.
I actually need to get another one of these.
Yeah, they only like $15 on Amazon. But yeah, just to get into it, pray that this lesson is edifying, and mainly just want to bring out some news. All right, some current news. Of course, tomorrow we know that you got uproars of the people. Tomorrow you got 1100 Shalom to my brother Enos, call all y'all by Shem Yahushai. Peace, blessings, protect you and your entire family. 1100 protests tomorrow between cities and towns concerning what's going on in the state of the world, and I think some of them will be international as well. All right. So you got a lot going on. You got Russia threatening Babylon if they strike Iran. You got an unsure peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. All right. They both got two different minds. I think Russia want to clear that place out. The Babylon talking about peace talk. It's just so much going on in the world. And mainly I'm going to hit off with these uproars of the people. Because with these tariffs, all right, with these tariffs, it's a 23% increase on certain countries got hit with more tariffs, and then they responded back with tariffs. So one of the things I did see, OPEC, Shalom to my brother Asher, call all y'all by Shem Yahushai. Peace, blessings, and protection to you and your entire family. OPEC, I think OPEC raised their prices. Shalom to the brother Measure, call all y'all by Shem Yahushai. Peace, blessings, protect you and your entire family. OPEC raised prices on oil. I think crude oil, along with the tariffs. So they're saying that's going to affect construction. That's going to affect transportation. All right. So you got a lot of different things going on, in which way the prices are going to go through the roof. I even seen that it's quite possible that for like a high-end iPhone, that's going to be costing around $2,300, man. All right. So all the Lord is taking away the mirth of Babylon the Great. All right. He's going to cause these people to languish. He's going to cause these people to languish, man, in which they're already languishing, all right, because of these tariffs. And while all of that going on, jobs are being cut while prices are going up. So they wanted the response side of the people. They're getting it, all right. They're getting it. But let me go here. Let's get right into the scriptures. Let's start with the book of you know, when all these things happen, of course, what else is going to happen? Crime is going to go through the roof, in which statistically, after which is biblical prophecy too, after like 2022, after the pandemic, when their statistics allegedly claim that violent crime was down, but property theft went through the roof. All right, people breaking in houses, stealing, larceny, theft, and all these different things are going through the roof. All right, and how much more is that going to happen when you don't have access to funds or food or anything for that nature? All right, scriptures say that a man shall desire to enter into a city, and he won't be able to because of men spoiling, roughly paraphrasing, men spoiling houses. Which I'm gonna read that. But let me read this. This is the book of 2 Esdras chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And how was the Lord visiting the world that he made? All right, matter of fact, let me read this. All right. The Lord has beings subservient to him. All right. Mainly spirits pretty much created for evil. Spirits created for vengeance. This is the book of Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that be created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail, famine and death. All these were created for vengeance, teeth of wild beasts, and the scorpion, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Now you see, and what's that, Mamar, that huge, that 7 point something earthquake, in which now the total is up to, I think, to like 2,000. All right. But you also had 3.1 reported in the San Francisco Bay Area, and you also had twin earthquakes in East Georgia. All right. So the Lord is visiting this place, which he made, man. All right. He's the one who's causing calamities here, man. Let me read this real quick. Jeremiah. All right. And these people don't perceive that. All right. Even if the Lord is doing this through other means, through men, which we know they have technology to deal with to alter the weather, hey, it's still the Lord. The scripture says, "Shall there be evil in the city?" And the Lord have not done it. Plus, he put it in the mind of these men. Pretty much, he gave them the knowledge to create technology to do these things for his purpose. This is the book of Jeremiah 23 and 19. Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is going forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. So, whether it's tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, all right, the Lord created these things, all right, for the destruction, basically, of the wicked, man, all right. But let me get back here, all right, in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9. This is verse 3. Therefore, when thou shalt be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, and even from the beginning. All right, so the Lord spake about these things. The prophecies was already in this book since the beginning. All right, uproars of the people, and that's what we're going to see tomorrow. All right, protests all over the place, in which the actor Alec, hold on. Which the actor Alec Baldwin pretty much said, we're in a pre-Civil War environment. All right. This is coming from somebody that's basically a celebrity. That you know, and these people they congregate around each other, politicians, celebrities. But he said we're in a pre-Civil War environment. All right. And you can clearly see it, man. All right, these people are probably upset. They probably was feeling duped since January the 6th and all these different other things. All right, that's been going on. All right, because they want this place to be what it formerly was. All right, but as the scripture said, the Lord has appointed the bounds of Esau that he cannot pass. All right, let me read. Let me read that in the book of because their inward thought is that the house shall continue forever. But it's confusion because they're clearly seeing that they don't have the grip that they used to have, man. All right, and that's all because of the Lord. It's the book of Malachi chapter 1 and 1, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I've loved you, saith the Lord, yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage a waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Wherein Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return to build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, thou shalt build, and I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against the Lord have indignation forever. All right, and that's why you see all these different, so much confusion, so many calamities, so many different earthquakes, storms, and different many things like that. In which 2022, if I'm not mistaken, had the most earthquakes in that time, and than any history, than the history of the whole world, basically. All right, 2022 or 2020, I believe it's 2022. All right, where they had a record-breaking amount of earthquakes all over the earth. Shalom to my brother Angel Padilla. Shabbat Shana, call all Yahweh Hashem El Shai, peace, blessings, and protection to you and your entire family. And this is from the brother Mark 3:25. And if a house, that's the spirit, and if a house be divided against itself, that house shall not stand. Yup, I had in my mind, I think the one Matthew 11:25, I think it is. Yup, but if a house, it can't stand, man. All right, it's not going to stand if it's divided. All right. And the Lord has did that. Matter of fact, let me add on to that. In the book of this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon the swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst. All right. And the modern day idol for Egypt is what? These so-called leaders of this particular place to which these people look to. And as a matter of fact, speaking on these protests, they're one part of that protest tomorrow. In these protests is they're trying to remove. I couldn't read it clearly. The called the SAVE Act, in which they're trying to stop minorities. My so-called minorities, you so-called black people. God bless you too. Hey, what's your nationality?
I'm a Puerto Rican.
Hey, you're an Israelite according to the Bible. This book is for so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we're preaching salvation to our people in the latter days. Because if you kind of see what's going on, the world is going to hell, but the Lord got deliverance for his people. All right, our history is really in this book. All right, all of our people, you familiar with, like, oh, you gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, God bless you too, man. All right, but and that's why we're out here. All right, to tell our people the truth of the history. But let me read that again. Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and he shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Now, why would they move at his presence and melt? All right. Well, mainly it's because of this word. All right. I'm gonna come back to this. And I'm gonna go to the book of Revelations, which I think I read yesterday. All right. That's where it started at Revelations. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11:11, and after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So that's where it started. All right, us coming back to the knowledge of who we are. All right, great fear fell upon these nations. So now, hey, they understand. Hey, these higher ups understand the duty of prophets. All right, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 28:8, to prophesy against many nations, great kingdoms of evil, war, and pestilence. So that puts fear in these leaders, which is why too, for the most part, hey, we're being targeted, watched, all these different things. All right, all these different things. So the heart of Egypt melt. But it says in verse 2, and I will set the Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother, every one against his neighbor, city against city, all right, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, because for a long time, too, all right, we were used as a scapegoat for many of Babylon's ills and problems, and it makes sense because this man has a perpetual hatred towards us. All right, and it's still just going to happen. All right, said, it's just a spirit of perpetual hatred against us. But at the same time, all right, people are waking up to the fact that they know that we don't control power in this place. All right. And these people, hey, they're not looking. They understand that they're not looking to us now. At this point, they're looking into the particular leaders. All right. So the Lord is going to set them against each other, and at the same time, what do you see? International unrest as well. All right. All these different situations going on worldwide, all right, and that's a lot for this place to keep up with. But this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and 14. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. So what is the swords is the modern day gun, all right, in which you know, if all hell breaks loose here, man, hey, it's going to be something like nobody never seen, because you have people that's armed to the T, man. All right. But it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power, man. All right. They're not going to regard their leaders. All right. Like I said, because they feel like they've been pretty much bamboozled, in which they were. Let me grab this. All the promises that has been made, all right, and has not been kept, all right, these people now, they want answers. All right, but hey, it's the Lord that's doing this, man, all right, that's taking down this place, that's taking down Babylon. All right, like I said, as the scriptures say, he appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, all right, the people mourn. And that's what you see. People mourning, people planning worldwide protests. All right, in which, hey, if, you know, they'll get their answer when they can't, when these people can't get no food, and they don't have access to certain amenities. All right, and like I said, even with OPEC, that's going to affect that situation with that. That's going to affect the energy industry. All right, and these conditions made harder for these people. All right, these people are going to they're going to lose their shit, man. Excuse my language. They're going to panic. All right, because this society is comfortable, so to speak. It's, like I said the other day, there's a sense of entitlement and a sense of impatience. People expect things when they want them, and they feel like like I said, they're entitled to them. All right, even all the way down to 2/3 of our people, man. So back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because of the pride of the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, and that's like I said, that started in 2022, according to the statistics that I read about property theft. Like they claim violence, physical violence is down, but property violence or burglary and all these different things went through the roof in 2022, and it kind of makes sense. After the pandemic, how you doing? After the pandemic, a lot of jobs are being lost. A lot of places are on hiring freezes, and they wouldn't hire people if they didn't have, So I remember a lot of these people were running up in these stores like crazy, man. You know, groups of people just taking bags of goods, man. So how much more would that be once Jacob's trouble is in full effect, man? All right, when there's no protective services or anything of that nature, man. All right, in which all it really did was social engineer these people and groom them for their own destruction, man. All All right. So our people are constantly being beguiled. All right. That's why the scriptures say, Micah 2:10, depart from this place. It is not your rest, but it shall even destroy you with a sword of destruction, man. All right. We're in the midst of snares and traps. Let me grab this from the brother Baruch 2:30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stick-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, all right, they shall remember themselves. That's right. In the land of that's one of the prophecies. In the land of this captivity, all right, we shall remember ourselves, man. And that brings great fear upon the inhabitants, all right, because we know. Let me go here. All right, we know that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right, and what did he do? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the true judges? All right, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, mainly the elect of our people. All right, and at one point, what we were gods in the earth. All right, which that word gods goes into judges. All right, and we judged according to this law, of course, this perfect law. And ever since that fall happened, all right, we only ruled for 40 years. All right, I think our King Solomon was his rulership was about 40 years, but that was just a pretext of somewhat of what the kingdom was going to be. All right, because at that time he didn't have no war, and what you see now, all right, constant war, constant vexation of spirit amongst these nations. But in the kingdom we won't have that. This is the book of Psalms 82. And 5, they know not, neither do they understand. They walk all in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right. So since we have fallen, all the foundations of the earth has just been getting increasingly worse. All right. You can read that about in Daniel when that king had a dream about the statue of all the kingdoms that were ruled. And the different metals that they had, from gold, silver to bronze and iron, shows you that all those kingdoms were lesser in value. All right, as a matter of fact. All right, but us knowing who we are, all right, is a good sign. All right, us getting this knowledge back, showing you that the Lord is having mercy upon His people. All right. And what do we do when we come out here? All right. This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 14 and 13. Now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people and comfort such of them that be in trouble and now renounce corruption. So once you come into this truth, you're supposed to set yourself straight, man. All right. Because the enemy can't exploit you no more. All right. If you're standing uprightly. All right. This the whole premise of this kingdom is based off of exploitation of a nation, of a people, man. All right. It says, "Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste to flee from these times." These are the things that we tell people to separate yourself from this wicked and sinful kingdom. All right. For greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hastens the vision to come, which thou hast seen. The vision to come, the prophecies to come. The vision of Babylon the Great being destroyed and our people being delivered. All right, salvation. All right, the things to which we come out here and preach about, man. All right. That vision is yet to come. So we're to put off now that weak nature, man. All right, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, man. All right, because this place is pretty much temporary, man. All right, it's not long standing, and a lot of these people, like I said, that's the mindset of Esau, Edom. Psalms 49 and 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. So now they for the most part, as a people, they feel like they're an oppressed people. All right. after the pandemic, now they're starting to feel like they're an oppressed people. All right. But that's a sure enough sign that, all right, the Lord pretty much is taking the curses off of us and putting them upon our enemies. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away in captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. All right. So even with all of this information of us being the Israelites, of them being bamboozled. All right. The Lord has discovered their sins, man. All right. And they themselves pretty much have a controversy amongst one another, because even they, as much as us, losing our heritage, they were swindled as well. All right, a lot of people don't look at it like that. All right, history was written as a lie, man. But now the Lord pretty much has pulled back that veil of lies, so this truth come out, man. And it's angered pretty much a lot of people. Not only that, but these other nations. Let me grab this from the brother. Shalom to my brother Ariel, Yashavala, call all Yahweh Shem El Shad. Peace, blessings, and protection to you and your entire family. This is the book of Deuteronomy 16 and 18. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy power giveth thee, throughout thy tribes, and thou shalt judge the people with judgment. That's a beautiful precept, and that's what we're going to do. All right. No longer are people going to be subject to corruption. All right. Because like I said, even with this save, shalom to the brother Hananiah, call all y'all Bashim and Shai, peace, blessings, and protection to you and your entire family. Because even with this so-called Save Act, you would have a lot of people, for the most part, now they just already, of course, said that they don't want minorities in the military. Of course, now they don't want you to vote. But that's when you think about it. All right, that's a beautiful thing.
What color is that?
And why? All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy 17 and 15. And thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. Maybe I should I'm going to start at 14. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt possess it, and thou shalt dwell therein. And thou shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as the other nations that are round about thee. And thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power choose from among thy brethren. Shalt thou set a king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And our people, they run down to Egypt for help, man. All right? They've been doing this for years. And what happened? The conditions in these neighborhoods never increase, never get better. So that's a beautiful thing, man. The Lord is orchestrating our salvation right in front of our eyes. And with a carnal eye, our people can't see it, man. All right? Only because they don't look to the Lord. Matter of fact, let me do this. And I want to go somewhere else. All right, they don't look to the Lord. Book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and 16. Bind up the testimony. Seal the law among my disciples. And I will wait upon the Lord that hideth his face from the house of Jacob. And I will look for him. All right. Which I was going to yesterday about patience. All right. Patience, which is long suffering. All right. Waiting on the Lord. It says, behold, I and the children whom the Lord have given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, whom the Lord of hosts dwelleth in Mount Zion. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and mutter, should not a people seek unto their power, for the living unto the dead? Right, because these people deal in things outside of the truth. All right, witchcraft, necromancy, all these different things that has nothing to do with righteousness. So that's what you're seeking to, man. All right. And what does the Lord say about this particular nation? As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if I want to go into this. You know what? Let me do this. And I'm gonna just read all the way down. Bear with me. All right, because this is the place. As much as these people have that mindset of this place is the land of opportunity, the American dream. Hey, the Lord has something else to say about that. And this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47:1. Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no more throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, the land of opportunity, the place of rest, the American dream, all these different things that they call this place. Take the millstone, grind the mill, and cover the lots. Make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Lord is causing storms and many other things, like I said. But the Lord has uncovered this place. Because what do you have now with a lot of people? You have people in a lot of debt. You have a lot of people that's behind on their rent. You have a lot of people that's it's one of the sickest nations on the face of the earth. Yet it's a snare because it's looked at as this place of opportunity. But it says, as for thy Redeemer, the Lord is the Holy One of hosts, the Holy One of Israel, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt not be more called the Lady of Kingdoms. You're looking at word lady, and you go into the biblical usage, which means queen or mistress of servants. But then it also goes into rulership and strength, all right, in which this place is losing. It says, I was wroth for my people, and I polluted my heritage, and gave them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy, and upon the ancient thou hast verily heavily laid thy yoke. All right, Micah 2:10. All right, our people are destroyed. Look, you work 20, 30 years, damn near 40, and you still get, hey, what's going on? You can't even enjoy your retirement. You have to come out of retirement and work. And I've seen people, I mean, like elderly people, doing full-time jobs, man. All right. So he laid a very heavy yoke on our people. Our people need rest. And it says, thou did, as thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. All right. Psalms 49:11. The inward thought that the house shall continue forever, so that thou did not lay these things to heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. All right, because they thought that they won't get judged for these particular actions, this particular history, and it condemns them in the mind, even their own history, their own legacy. All right, knowing these things condemn them in the mind. All right. It says, therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures, and dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these things shall come upon thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood, and that shall come upon thee in thy perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. All right, and you see that here. All right, so when our people go down to Egypt for help, all right, this is what you're dealing with: sorceries and enchantments, lies, man, constant lies, promises being broken. All right, which leads to what? Which leads to you being broken, putting your trust in this place. All right, and it says this. Let me see this. All right, because the Lord is going to judge this place, and pretty much anybody that want to stay attached to it, you're going to go down with it. You go to.
I'm probably getting one more, but if it.
The book of it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 31:1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, all right, neither seek the Lord, man. All right, you look not into the Holy One of Israel, man. You don't seek after the Lord. So you're hey, you get what you ask for, man. All right. You get disappointed, vexation of spirit. All right. You get frustrated, angry. There's a video on TikTok of a man. It's an older gentleman crying, man, because he has to work. He just broke down, man, and said, I hate this ish, man. You know, he literally was hurt, man. All right. So Babylon laid pretty much a heavy yoke upon our people, and they're gonna have to pay for that, man. All right. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. So the idea of all of these particular things happening, a recession, there's no jobs, it scares the hell out of these Edomites, man. All right, no funding for certain programs and things of that nature. That's terrifying, man. All right. But it says, they look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. All right. It says, yet he is wise and will bring evil. It will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them, all right, that work iniquity. All right. So the Lord is putting work in. All right. Bit by bit. All right. He's causing this place to fall. All right. All the particular things that's happening. It says, verse 3, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and our horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fall together. So you attach yourself to this place, you're going to fall down with it. All right. And you know what? Just looking at some of the content on these, whether it be on TikTok or on YouTube, you have some people that's already there mentally. All right, they don't want to go out and protest no more. They don't care no more, because at some point they realize that they've been they've been used, man. All right, they're not in that civil rights spirit anymore. All right, you got a lot of jakes that's tired. They don't care. All right, they can care less. But really, who is really hitting is Esau, Edom. That's why I said Jake in that Murph spirit, man. All right, and that's why when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come unawares, man. Shalom to my brother Daniela. Call all y'all by Shem El Shai. Peace, blessings, and protection to you and your entire family. Grab some of you brothers' precepts. Job 36:7. He will draw not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne. Yea, he doeth establish them forever, and they are exalted. Yeah, matter of fact, let me see if I can add on to that. All right, because righteousness is immortal, man. And once the Lord establishes a kingdom, all right, it's going to be forever, man. It's going to be joyous, and that's something to look forward to. And I was talking about hope yesterday. Psalm, bear with me. All right. It's the book of Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right. So, like the brother posted, Enos, about how people are going to be judges and officers, and all the tribes, our people are going to be well ordered. All right. And that's going to be beneficial for our people. All right. Because our people are like a sheep without shepherd. Especially 2/3 of our people, all right, all caught up in the ideologies of pretty much their oppressor. This is verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so is his officers. And what manner of man of the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. All right. So if you have a wise king, all right, the inhabitants of that particular land are going to be wise. All right, they're going to be in order. All right, everything is going to be righteous. But it says an unwise king destroyeth his people. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, all right, the city shall be inhabited. It'll be thriving. All right, prudence of them that are in authority, wisdom. And what wisdom is that? the wisdom of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. This is Job 36:5. Behold, the Most High is mighty and despiseth not any. He is mighty in strength and wisdom. He preserveth not the life of the wicked, but giveth right to the poor. That's right. Who is the poor? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. He preserveth the right of the poor. All right. As long as we have faith and keep our trust in Him. All right. But hey, what do you see here with the wicked, man? All right. Huh? Shalom, bro. If he's in the spirit of if I don't know if he's an Edomite or not, but shalom. This is the book of Psalms 50:21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was, that's a beautiful precept. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. And that's what the Lord did. All right. He's what does it says? I think it's Psalms 23. He prepared the table before us in the presence of our enemies. And what table is that? This meal right here, this spiritual food. All right. He's prepared this in the presence of our enemies. He set us in order. All right. And that's why great fear has fallen upon our enemies. All right. Because what does knowledge do? All right. What does the knowledge of the word of the Lord do? All right. Set us when He set us in order. This is the book of. I like reading this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19:7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord is true, righteous altogether. So those things is what people look like when they get this wisdom. It sets them in order. They're not simple anymore. It says more to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than a honey and a honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping them there's a great reward. All right. So here in these prophecies, you're warned, and as I think it says in Habakkuk 2, when he said, when he that I would stand upon my watch, see what he was saying to me, and what I shall answer, and what I be reproved, what I shall answer. And says, run and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So when you hear this truth, and you hear these prophecies, you know that time is short. All right, you want to set yourself in order. All right, he that run that readeth it. All right, you get warned. You want to set your house in order. All right, and that's what we come out here to do. All right, Babylon and Babylon the Great, our people will never be set in order. As a matter of fact, they get worse. All right, and worse. This is Revelation chapter 18:7. How much have she glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much toil and so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen and am no widow. That's right. She says she sits as a queen and am no widow. Because America, since its inception, has really lost no wars besides pretty much the Vietnam War. And any other wars that they couldn't deal with, they just pulled out. All right. But for the most part, especially since the creation of the atomic bomb, that has put many nations in fear and put nations on hesitant to even go to war with this place. All right, but the Lord has given a way to give these nations that same particular technology. All right, he's pretty much getting close to even playing field, which is why these nations are pretty much flexing. All right, when it comes to their technology, their armament. All right, and that's the Lord raising these nations up against this place. Yup, bamboozle and hoodwink. All right, and that's what this place is, man. You get bamboozled and hoodwinked. All right, constantly ensnared and entrapped. All right, this place is given unto pleasures. All right, like I said, it'll destroy you with a sword. Destructions. Lamentations 3:25. The Lord is good unto them that wait for Him, and to the soul that seeketh Him. That's right. To wait for Him. All right. I will wait for him to hide his face from the house of Jacob. All right, because the Lord has done that for a while. All right, and now that we have this, all right, this is a beautiful thing to hold on to. Let me see if I can find this book of Ezra 9 and 13, because when the temple was being rebuilt, all right, they had that mindset that, hey, they're not going back. Nobody wants to go back or stay in captivity. This is Ezra 9 and 13. And after all this has come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great trespasses, seeing that the Most High has punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such a deliverance as this, all right, which the Lord delivered them in that time from captivity. But hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, He has given us this word, through His salvation, that we're going to be delivered from this evil and wicked captivity. Shalom to my brother Yawitzah Anan Yasharallah. Call all Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, peace, blessings, and protection to you and your entire family. And then pursuant to Isaiah chapter 47, that He said He's not going to meet you as a man, and He's showing you that. You got strange occurrences of weather in these different parts of the country, man. All right, and it's only just going to get worse, man. Strange phenomenon in the skies, chariots being seen all over the place. Hey, but thanks be to Yahweh Shai, who is worthy to be praised. All right, He has caused us to stand up on our feet again. Let me read this, because I didn't read this in a while. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 5, and verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of Him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" So who was worthy? All right, the only one that was worthy to do that was Yahweh Shai Himself, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And it says, "And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open the book and read the book, and neither to look thereon." All right, and that's the weeping is symbolic of us being in this captivity. All right, it says, "Then one of the elders said unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, had prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, and in the midst of the throne of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into the earth. And He came and took the book out of the right hand that sat upon the throne. And He had taken the book, and the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps, golden vials are full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints," showing you that the Lord is not unrighteous to forget our labor of love, which we have showed towards His name. All of our prayers are being heard. All right, all of our prayers, all of our petitions, if it's in alignment with the will of the Heavenly Father, all right, they're being heard. It says, "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For Thou wast slain, and Thou hast redeemed us to the Most High by Thy blood out of every kindred, tongue, people, and nation." Because our people were scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. And what happened? What? The Lord has awakened the tribes back who are scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. And it's prophesied that in that time He's going to deliver us out of all these captivities, of course, and take us into our land and do what? It says, "And Thou hast made us into our power, kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth." So we're going to reign on the earth, man. All right, we're going to rule in righteousness, though. All right, not in wickedness. So we're in a time where all of these things, all of these prophecies are being fulfilled. All of these things are happening right in front of our eyes, and it's a beautiful time that we're living in, man. All right, very, very beautiful time to be alive and to see these things. All right. Matter of fact, let me read this. I think I'll probably close on this book of all right. be witnesses of the Lord's power, to pretty much see him do the things that he said he was going to do. All right, as brothers be saying, prophecy popping right off the pages of the book, showing you that this book is alive. This is life right here. Hold on, bear with me. All right, this is bear with me. The scripture that says it says in Ecclesiastes, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. All right, the patient in spirit, because the proud in spirit is going all the way to their destruction, while the proud in spirit is going to their destruction, while the patient in spirit is beginning to witness the very things that the Lord is talking about. All right, the end of a thing. All right, let me grab this. I read, if I'm not mistaken, I read this the other day, yesterday. It's the book of Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated to another people. All right. Let's see if I can find this too. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hands held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. All right. So as we're being awakened, we're in the beginning stages of coming into a new world, man. And you can feel that as the scriptures say, measure the time diligently. We see this place coming pretty much closing and coming to an end. So let me grab this. That's beautiful. Yep. Matter of fact, I'm gonna end on that precept. I posted that in the chat earlier. This is the book of Sirach 25 and 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. That's beautiful. That's right. We're gonna end on that because that's a beautiful thing. All right, the end of our captivity, to which our people need rest and salvation. All right, we need rest. All right, we need restoration. All right, our people are broken here. All right, and it's to say, if he didn't shorten the time for the elect's sake, no flesh will be saved. Like I read in Revelation chapter 5, thanks be to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and he's going to make us kings and priests again. So I'm going to end there through the Spirit. And with that, I would like to give all honor, praise, and glory unto my power, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, Shalom, hey, and we ain't got too much longer. Hey, to Water Brothers for tuning in and for aiding me with the precepts. All right, Shalom, kings. Beautiful.